Most of us like to think of ourselves as fairly open minded, and yet the reality tells a very different story. When it comes to our ways of thinking, our ways of behaving, our ways of interacting with others, our ways of interpreting the world, we tend to be quite fixed, and we tend to hold on rigidly to our ways of thinking and our ways of behaving because they're familiar, they feel safe to us, even if they no longer serve us. And we also cling on to a need to be right. We're determined to show that the way that we're doing something is the best way possible because we've always done it that way. And that's what's referred to as a fixed mindset. And as long as you are in a fixed mindset, your life won't really change all that much. Yes, everything will feel safe and secure and repetitive. However, you stay closed off to an awful lot of opportunities for doing things differently. And I suppose one of the most important elements in living a more fulfilled, purposeful life is fostering and cultivating lifelong learning. And that means that you have to be open minded, you have to be open to new information because there is very little in this world that is concrete truth and hard fact. Things are always changing, things are always up in the air. So to be a little bit more flexible and open-minded is so important. And it allows you to connect more with yourself, connect more with the world, connect more with other people. However, as I said, we do in almost an attempt at self-preservation, we do cling to things, we do kind of cling to the devil that and that includes information and behaviors and ways of being. So how do you go about tackling a fixed mindset? Well, there's this lovely Buddhist concept which is called beginner's mind, and it basically entails going into everything with a mindset of not knowing anything, and it's basically saying that as long as your mind is empty and open, that you are, I suppose, completely free to take in any new information and do with that then what you see fit. And it allows you to, I suppose, be very open to new ideas, new ways of thinking, new information, new mentalities, new mindsets, and it's an incredible way to be. However, it does take a little bit of practice, and part of that practice is asking more questions, being more curious about the world. I'm not assuming that you have all the information available to you, but when you see something that spikes your interest, ask about it. When you're talking to people, be inquisitive and actually listen to what it is that they have to say. We tend to, as I said, assume that we know everything already, that we don't even have to be present with people and to listen to them actively. And the reality is, every single person that I meet has a potential lesson for me if I am open to it. And I suppose that's one thing that I've become very aware of in my own life, that when you're more open with people, when you're more self-aware, and when you talk about your particular issues or questions about life, everyone has some sort of a response, which, although may not be the solution that you're looking for, will give you a new perspective. And that's what it's about. It's about kind of seeing things in a perspective other than your own, and always kind of being willing to entertain new ideas and new information. And this really helps us then when it comes to putting behavior changes in place, because as I said, in order for you to change, you need to have that flexibility. You need to be able to look at numerous kind of possibilities to get to whatever destination it is that you're going to. There's never one fixed path, there's never one set way of doing things that is going to work like similarly for everyone. So the more open you are to other people's ideas and their ways of doing things, the more likely you are to find your own life a little bit easier to get through, because ultimately every person has wisdom, and you can acquire wisdom by allowing it to enter. If you struggle with a fixed mindset, if you find behavior change very difficult, get in touch with me on my website. It's fundamentals.ie.